So today was a pretty long day just work wise. But one of the things that I've been doing is working on Premiere for the first time in my life. And some of you who are paying attention might be wondering why I'm doing that because I have an editor, and that is true. But through a lot of reflection, I think I've come to realize that I want to double down on content very much. And and as a company as well. And there's a lot of things that I want to try out, but some of those things may not necessarily immediately justify budget to invest in them. And at the minute, my money is getting pulled in a lot of different directions, and so I don't have budget to be actively investing into like substantially, basically, to hire somebody more, and to kind of like get the labor that I need. And I also, well, I've already made a new hire recently, and I am in the process of basically increasing our runway. So my kind of minimum runway before was a little bit less, and now I'm trying to up that because we have more people on the team, and so I need to guarantee more stability for my team and all of that. And so basically, long story short, is I'm throwing myself into the deep end and just figuring things out because it has to be done. Um, like my entire business, everything I've done since I was 12, 13 has been out of this like scrappy, figure it out mentality. And I think while it's a funny thing, but one of the things that has been really nice about building a business is like you get money, you get resources, you can start to allocate a little bit and delegate whatever. That's really nice. But also, I think I might have over indexed on that a little bit too much. And I think in some ways I lost a little bit of that super scrappy mindset. And it's a line that you have to tread because also if you try and do everything yourself, you'll never move past, because you need to relinquish control and delegate in order to expand and kind of work on better and higher leverage things. But I think this is one of the things which right now I know that I need to double down on. And I think also doing it myself will give me a much more granular control and direction, which is also something nice. So long story short, I'm working on Premiere and I'm doing like these ridiculously simple tutorials. It's literally like this is my first hour of like being on this or whatever. And I think it'll be an interesting journey. Like I'm definitely not making a pivot to become some kind of editor, but there's some pretty relatively simple content that I want to emulate and I want to try out and post on our page. It doesn't include anything super fancy. And I think basically like I'm pretty capable of making there are these edits that I want to start off with as a company. And I think one of the things which I'm trying to build is like I want to build brand. What I mean by building brand is I don't want to be building like I think there's huge opportunity in the B2B space right now because the largest professional services brands in the world, the largest B2B companies, firms, like they are identifiable as, big consultancies. So you're talking your McKinsey's, KPMG, BCG, Accenture, that kind of thing. All of these guys are huge corporate Goliath, behemoths of companies. And they obviously they get the corporate speak, which is what a certain type of avatar looks like. But at the same time, there's this huge generation of younger companies which is rising, and you see this like army of boutique agencies, which is like kind of the space that I occupy right now. But I think there's fundamentally an opportunity to challenge these existing incumbents, which I think are in a lot of ways stuck in old kind of ways. And basically, I think that creates opportunity. Um, and I think that's part of the vision that I want to work on. And yeah, and so I want to focus on building brand, and that means building content that is about passion and mission, and it's about inspiration. And that's the same thing that Nike does. Nike's ads aren't about how great the shoes are, or Apple's ads and things like that. It's about making you feel something. And consumer brands have been doing that for a very long time. But I think one of the things which, like at the end of the day, everybody nowadays spends their time on social media. And I am B2B, but I'm effectively still selling to the people I sell to are still humans just like the rest of us. And so I need to build something that people identify with. And I think, well, my thesis at the minute is that that's going to help build brand. And recognition, and over time that means basically awareness, and awareness is the top of the funnel to kind of grow things. So there's that. Yeah, but like obviously I think this is, maybe I'm thinking a little bit too big picture, but the focus is like we help to build great stuff, and I think there's a potential to kind of dominate in that market by building a real brand, not just a, like, I think Liquid Death, for example, like they sell water and iced tea and they do ridiculously well. It's that, and they build brand. They haven't just built a company page. That's what I want to try and avoid. So that's what I'm working toward. I know it's going to be a bit of a like slog for a while because it's just figuring stuff out that I don't know how to do. But that's the name of the game, is kind of, you got to figure it out. And I think that's where my time is right now better spent. Like I have a team that does fulfillment, and I do a little bit of fulfillment as well, but I need to really double down on this stuff and kind of push through it myself and work on making it and just pushing it forward. So that's it. So yeah, I'm gonna be video editing over the next few days. It's conveniently, this is Friday evening. It's about almost midnight. Yeah. So I'll be working through the weekend where I don't have as many like commitments, calls, and things like that. So I'll just be working through the weekend on learning this stuff and hopefully creating first couple pieces of content, just emulating, replicating what's already out there to learn for at first, and then from there moving into more of my own style. So yeah, seems a little bit daunting, but I know it just has to be done. So yeah, but I'm gonna head to sleep now. I think it's been a long enough of a day already.